there. We welcome to the Redline show with myself, Steve the Dean Williams, and
hey everybody, how is everybody doing now?
Turn that down. And my boy, George Bruno, the man, white chocolate. How you doing, George? What's going on with you, brother?
Doing very good. It's a good night tonight.
Yeah, it is a very, very great night. Now, George, can you talk up a little bit? I got you. You sound. I can hear you, but you sound a little. Can you turn your volume up just a little bit?
Let's see.
If you could, but yeah, we can definitely hear you though. We definitely can hear you.
How was that? Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, I can hear you. In chat room, you let me know, guys, if y'all have any issues with them, we'll tell them. But guys, we want to welcome you all to the show. Donovan is taking care of some business, and he will be off for a little while, so we'll be just kicking off shows right here. But what I want to say real quick before we get into the show, this show is being brought to you by Tactical Soap, guys. Make sure y'all get your soap. Go to tacticalsoap.com. Also, this show is being brought to you by The War Room. It's Tate's War Room. Make sure you get information on that. And last but not least, what we have here is join the online fraternity, the Fraternity of Excellence. Basically, the Fraternity of Excellence is an online community for men, by men, that's committed to exhibiting masculine excellence through leadership by engaging in weekly assignments, group calls, and accountability, and more. So make sure you check that out. And last but not least, the 21 Convention, guys. The 21 Convention will be in Orlando, Florida on the 24th through the 27th. Make sure you go ahead and get your tickets right now. And other than that, George, how are you doing, man? How are you feeling, brother? How's it going?
Doing real good. Life is good, man. Feeling good. Healthy, strong, smart, making money. It's all good.
All right. Wonderful. Wonderful. And guys, like I say, guys in the chat room, we will put the number out, guys. We'll have the number running. If y'all want to call in, you can call in at 515-605-9373. That's 515-605-9373. Anytime that we get a super chat or something like this, well, for instance, this kind of a question right here where the guy's saying that, we will pause and we will answer questions like that. But we have a very, very great show for you guys today. If y'all want to call in, we are talking about the dreaded friend zone, how it starts, where is it from, and what can you do to avoid it. George, I want to start with you, my brother. Oh, but George's getting his smoke on. Oh, yeah, hey, Jay, like all great men, he's relaxed. He's got his cigar. George, you always
Friday night, man. Friday night.
Yeah, it's a Friday night. You always tell great stories when you smoking that cigar, man. I remember at the 21 Convention, we passed out cigars, and you just had great stories, brother. Great stories, man.
Got the pipe going tonight.
Awesome, man. All right, George, talk to us about the friend zone, man. What is your take on the friend zone, man?
Well, it's a situation where there's two people. One who has a romantic idea or a sexual interest in the other. It's not reciprocated by the other person, and it's pretty much generally considered to be an undesirable situation.
Yeah,
that's how I would define it. Like a guy might say to me, whenever I meet a girl, I always end up in the friend zone, and then I end up watching them pursue other guys. That's a great symptom of being in the friend zone. There are several symptoms of friend zone, of being in a friend zone, and I hope to share some of those things with guys from my experience in coaching guys. And when I was a younger guy getting friend zoned, let's just give some symptoms. First of all, you're lovesick. You're lovesick. You can't get them out of your head. It's not rational. There's nothing normal about it. It's just a feeling that you have that you can't get out of your head. Another symptom of being in the friend zone is frustration, because you can't be with that woman the way that you want to be with her. And she's a mystery. She's perplexing. You think in your head that she's putting hurdles that you need to jump over. Another symptom is you're speaking two different languages. A woman will text you a heart and say things like "love ya," not "I love you." Lovers say "I love you." Friends say "love ya," but you are, in your mind, because you're obsessed with this person, you think that when she sends you a heart or says "love ya," in your mind, you're imagining that she is saying "I love you." And what that is, that's a testimony and a kind of a symptom of your own loneliness and your desire to be in a relationship. And you are not in your right frame of mind when you are like that. You're blind to cues early on. Women make it very, very clear if they're interested in you. And what happens is, because of your obsession and your needs that you bring into that friendship, you're expecting her to love you the way that you want, desire, or need to be loved. Another symptom would be if you have other girlfriends, she doesn't mind. If a girl is into you, she's going to exhibit a certain amount of jealousy. I had a girl tell me once, "You are now off the market. You're not to date anyone else." And that was a sign that she was into me. If you say something like, "Oh, I went out with Sally the other night and went out with the girls and went dancing or did this and that," and she's like, "Oh, did you have fun?" Like, if she doesn't exhibit any jealousy over that, if she says, "Oh, that's cool, good for you," you're in the friend zone. If she makes you weak, and less energy, like you're limp in your body because of your obsession with her, you're in the friend zone. Because someone who is into you, think about this, someone who is into you makes you creative, brings the warrior out of you, makes you want to make more money, makes you want to squeeze a few more reps out at the gym. She doesn't make you weak. The right woman, and that's a whole different episode of the right woman, but the woman that's into you makes you strong. The woman that you're in a friend zone with makes you weak. You don't want to be weak. She makes you look like a friend in public. You're out in the movies, you're out at a theater, you're at a bar, you go to put your arm around her, and she's not leaning into you. She's treating you like a friend, not like a lover. She makes it very clear to other men that are in that public venue that you are not her boyfriend. So when other guys look at you as a couple, they think, "Oh, they're just friends. They're not girlfriend and boyfriend." She doesn't belong to him, because if she belonged to him, she would be leaning into him. She would be having the body language. And if it's true that body language is over 90% of our communication, the friend zone, I would say half of the friend zone is identified by body language. The other half of friend zone is through her language. Another symptom of friend zone might be she uses your male brain to figure out how to get the guy that she really wants. When she says, "Well, you as a guy, what do you think of," like she's trying to find a shortcut or a life hack to being attractive or finding other men. And she's using what I would call your man brain to get advice from, because you represent men to her.
Right.
And then finally, if she consults with you about her hair, her nails, her fashion, her shoes, something that she should do with a girlfriend or family, someone of the same sex, you are in the friend zone.
Yeah, I for a lot of guys out there, I think they don't realize that they come in doing the worst thing that I think a guy can do, and that is trying to be liked by the woman. And I think instead of trying to build attraction, they think that in order to get her, I've got to get her to like me. And when guys do that, when they out there trying to get women to like them, what happens is they begin to do a process of behaviors. They can't say no to a woman. They are always available for her. They'll drop everything they're doing just to be around her. These guys out there will always, like I say, do anything for her, but also there are certain things that women are always going to look for. A woman cannot sleep with every guy in the world, gentlemen. And what she does is she looks for certain behaviors in you. If there is no assertiveness in you, if all you are, if you have nervousness, you're nervous, you don't know how to speak without stuttering. When she sees that you have anxiety, she doesn't really want somebody like that. Now, she will want someone as a friend, someone to be a shoulder to cry on, someone to drive her around town, someone
shoulder man,
Christmas lights. Yeah, all these things that are happening and going on that she will love to do. And the problem is, a lot of you guys don't even realize what's going on, because there are certain things like, number one, you're paying her too much attention. Okay, meaning that you wait for her to come online and you automatically want to talk to her. You're always sitting around, like I say, the shoulder. You're listening to her problems. And not only trying to listen to her problems, you're trying to solve her problems. And even in solving your problems, you're doing more damage, because if she's talking about George, or she's complaining about George, you know what? I can't stand George Bruno. All he does is smoke that pipe. I can't stand him, but I can't stop seeing him. Then all of a sudden you try to be Mr. Fix-It, like her father. Well, you need to stay away from George. George has other women, and George does this, and you don't need to be with someone like that. What you do is you push her to see you more like a brother. Another thing that you do is that you're always being too generous towards her. Anytime she needs something, you are always there, Mr. Fix-It. Around when Halloween pops up, you'll be putting up her Halloween lights. If she has something broken in her house, you'll be the first one over there to fix it, because you think that, okay, we have been hanging out for 5 years, 4 months, 3 weeks, 12 hours, and 47 minutes, and today is going to be my day. I get to have her, or she is going to like me. But here's the thing. You are always trying too hard as well. And the thing is that women don't like individuals that try. There are certain things she wants, and she knows, George, when it comes to a real man, that real men, I don't believe, like say, for me, George, and I'm going to toss it to you, I've never had a woman friend, man. Listen, I've had women acquaintances. You know, when I'm at work, hey, Betty, how's your day? Hey, Julie, how is your day? But outside of that, I've never been around a beautiful woman that I would just hang out with just to hang out with. George, what say you, sir?
Yeah, there's a certain amount of danger. I had a woman say to me once, we were talking, and she says to me, "You're dangerous." I said, "What do you mean dangerous?" Which basically meant I could very easily have sex with you. If she views you as a safe guy, think about it. Like, oh, you're one of the safe ones. You're one of the men that I can talk to. You're not always trying to get down my, if just think of all the synonyms for the word safe. You can recognize the friend zone immediately if she starts referring to you as safe, or you're not a threat. What you want to be is a threat, not a physical threat. I don't mean violence in that way. But what you want to do, she will tell you if you are breaking down her defenses and her walls, or she will literally break down those walls all by herself, take them down, and allow you in, right in through the front door.
Oh, absolutely, George. Absolutely. And guys, I want to call in 515-605-9373. That's 515-605-9373. And guys, don't forget, we are being brought to you by the 21 Convention, guys. Make sure y'all get your tickets as soon as possible. It's going to be a hot lineup of individuals there. But yeah, and guys, what we want to do, and listen, guys, we're not telling you to be mean to women. That's not how to not get out of the friend zone. We're not telling you to be assholes. We're not telling you to pretend to be somebody you're not. But what we're saying is that these women notice certain behaviors in a person that will make her give herself a determination, George, of what she wants to do. And I'll give you all an example. Since George is here, I'm gonna use George as my he's not a dummy, but my crash test dummy. I'm gonna use George as my man here. George, see, a lot of you guys have never met George, but when you meet George is laid back. You know what that tells a woman? He's got options. George doesn't make it about sex. You know what it tells a woman? That he's the kind of man that has direction. He's the kind of man that will listen to understand. He's the kind of man that sees the big picture. He's the kind of man that is a risk taker and is not fearless. But with that being said, when George talks to a woman, he makes her feel, key word, gentlemen, he makes her feel like, wow, who is this guy and what do I have to do to get to know him better? And that's why when I tell you George is smoother than the other side of the pillow, that kind of a man, that's what I mean. And that's what a woman sees. A woman will not friend zone a man like George. Why? Because she knows George doesn't do that friend zone thing. But George, I don't want to speak for you, but that's what I see when I've met you, man. What say you, sir?
Yeah, I make it very clear that I'm not safe. I'm not the safe guy. I'm going to use language that's different than the language everybody else uses. I think there's a certain amount of peril and threat and danger that turns her on. You see on many dating sites, women say they want a sapiophile, which means that they love intelligence. That right there, as soon as a man sees that, he needs to know that she's putting up her defenses. She's turned on not by intelligence. She is moved by emotions. That's telling you that she's over emotional. Many times on dating sites, if you have to describe yourself in 500 words or less in a profile, many times women will say the opposite, not interested in a hookup. Usually that means I'm ready to rock at any time.
Absolutely. And you know what's amazing?
It's the opposite. There's a paradox. I call it paradoxical intention. It's the opposite. It's the opposite. Now, what someone says about themselves is so different than how they act. If you give somebody a chance to describe themselves, they're going to try to use the highest and best words that they can. But nothing, absolutely, and I've talked to many, many women about this and dated many women and I said, how quick on a date when you meet men, how fast do you know? She says, I know right away. Really? I said, really? She says, oh, I know right away. It doesn't build. So no matter how much he talks, no matter what he orders for dinner, no matter how the night's going, she goes, nope, I can tell right away if I'm going to be kissing that man, if I'm going to let him near me. She knows it right away.
Yes, sir.
But in her dating profile, she said she loves a man who's intelligent, knows how to read, loves museums. Yeah. Okay. Right.
Absolutely. We have a call, George, and we have a call on the line real quick. And guys, if you want to call in, you can call in at 515-605-9373. Also, super chats. I'm looking at the chat room. If y'all have a question in there, we will also be able to help you out with this is what this is for. This is for you guys who have problems and issues in relationships. Area code 918. What's your name? What's your question, sir? What's up?
Ray, am I on stream?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
Hello. So, my name is Mike Burton, and so like I kind of like wanted to talk about like who you think is like the better fighter like I want to like tell you like my top 5 like best boxers, you know?
Okay, Mike.
Like I
Mike.
obviously think
Mike.
He's playing.
No. With Mike.
what?
I want everybody
I'm sorry.
I want everybody to hear this. And I want people to understand why you'll never get a piece of pussy, because you can't even talk about boxers without stuttering and sounding like a female, dude. Pick up your balls, pick your spine up, and learn how to talk like a man, and then call back. But don't come on here talking about boxers and you can't even get a woman to save your life, man. Thank you. Cakes, man. But that's what I'm saying, George. It's the problem. This is y'all hear him in his voice now. I could have kept him on, everybody, but this is what y'all need to hear. You don't think this is what women hear from the majority of you guys? I know a lot of y'all guys might be laughing at that guy right now, but don't think she doesn't hear that from you guys. Someone that can't even form a sentence without pausing, stuttering. There was no bass in his voice.
Yeah.
There was no there was no thunder in his voice. And the reason, and George, the reason I kept him on is because I wanted guys to hear what women hear from them when they talk to women. And they don't recognize that they sound like this, George. What say you, George?
Well, yesterday I cut the hair of a guy who went on a first date with a girl, and they went out to a diner kind of thing, not an expensive restaurant. It was something that probably would cost $20-25 for both of them, where they get soup and sandwich or a salad and a sandwich. And he purposely got quiet, and she looked at him. He made eye contact with her, and she goes, "What?" She goes, "What are you thinking?" He says, "I'm feeling a little frisky right now." And her eyes lit up, and he closed the deal right there, and they ended up having some action, in a hotel or something, which, I'm not advocating that. But I will tell you that he saved himself. I was talking to him about this, and he was sharing this with me. I don't counsel men like that to go down that road. But I said, "Do you realize what you did? You were very direct with her. And there are other guys that she's dating that probably have taken her out for 5 dinners and are happy just to get a kiss at the end of the night. And you told her, 'I'm feeling kind of frisky right now.'" She knew exactly what that meant. And he got what he was going for. And he was very, very, he didn't play around about it. So what happened was he doesn't feel the need to win her over with multiple dates. His purpose for going out was to potentially score sexually with her, to have sexual relations with her before the end of the evening, and he got it. And she was one of those that says, "I never do this on the first date," and all this kind of stuff. And that's, whatever. Many guys have heard that. And he avoided getting friend zoned, because part of a first date when you date people online is, so have you met anyone here? Have you met many people? "Oh yeah, I've met a lot of nice guys." That's the first clue that you should not be another one of those guys. Just a thought.
No, absolutely. And guys, I want to call in 515-605-9373. And if you have a question, go ahead and post it. We will also answer it, especially a super chat. The thing is that we're trying to get y'all guys to understand is, and I've been talking about it all last week, school is starting all over the world. For a lot of you young guys, you're getting a brand new batch of women out there. But within that batch, what you guys need to understand, and there are brand new women going into the world that are maybe not in college, but she's legal now and she's starting her own life and she's out in the world. What a lot of you guys need to understand is that a lot of these women are grand masters in friend zone 101, because all through high school, that is all they have been doing to guys. But there are characteristics that they look for now in you guys to see where you're going to get. Because like George is saying, when a woman is attracted to you, even though she might not like George's cigar, even though she can't stand George's nice hat that he has on, guess what? She still has to go see him. She wants to see him. She wants to be with him. George doesn't have to buy her a drink unless he wants to buy her a drink. George doesn't have to make her take her out to dinner, because George is smooth enough to take her to the house and make dinner at his place, but that's just some smooth stuff. But she doesn't care. What she would love to do is she would bend over backwards and she will probably bring something to his place just to spend time with him, because women are fascinated by men, gentlemen. They're fascinated by the assertiveness of a man. They're fascinated by the dominance that they hear in his voice. That's why that caller I was saying, you can tell that that guy is having problems with women. But for a lot of you guys out there, unfortunately, in her ears and her eyes, that's how she sees the majority of you guys out there who are trying to manipulate her, trying to lie, trying to deceive. These women are smart, and these women keep their ears to the ground. But you have to understand, every day she is being hit on, either online, walking down the street, going to work, or through her office. She is running into men after men after men. And all she's trying to do is determine where you're going to fall at in her category. George, what say you, sir?
Yeah, I mean, most women are being, if a woman is acceptable in looks, she's getting hit on. I used to walk through, if I was walking through a mall and I saw a woman that was, obese and unattractive, I used to think to myself, there's somebody somewhere in the world that's going to look at her and say, that is the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. And sometimes you look at like people that are physically unappealing to you and you go, gosh, how could anyone ever? Well, there might be someone somewhere that really likes that person, loves that person, considers them attractive. Life is funny like that. I mean, they say there's a lid for every pot, and that's cool. But most women are getting hit on usually every day, or getting the eyeball, whether she's pumping gas and some dude is at pumping gas across the way from her, just checking her out. And then she, locks eyes with him, depending on where she's at in life, if she's happily married, if she's on her way somewhere, if she has kids in car seats, in the back of that car, depending on where she's at, she's going to respond appropriately. If she has a need in her life, we're talking about the needs that men have, these unconscious needs that are just below the surface, the need for approval from a female, the need for affection, the need for closeness, the need for pseudo love, the need for love ya, the need for texting little hearts to one another. I think depending where she's at, she will respond accordingly. So I don't think a man can win a woman over. I think a lot of it has to do with how ready, willing, and able the woman is, where she is in her life.
Yes.
I know the woman in my life is very dedicated to me right now and is very happy to say that she's taken. And that's cool. That's fine. But I also realize that, she's a big girl and she doesn't want a daddy looking over her shoulder, and I'm not going to dominate her. And all leaders, and I consider myself a leader because I believe men are the leaders in relationships. the best leaders have volunteers. If she's not voluntarily in your life, if you have to constantly juggle and perform stunts and tricks to win her over, then she really doesn't belong to you. She needs to be voluntarily yours and willfully give herself up to you with absolutely no limitations, no regards. And a woman who hesitates like that is not yours. That's just a fact. And many men are blind because they have needs. They need to be loved. They're filling something that was not provided for them when they were younger. There's nothing stronger and more dangerous than a content man, a man with options.
Well, the thing is, I don't know, and I see Captain had a good question. I'll put that in a second, but I don't think guys understand this. And somebody did make a thing. I don't care what women want, period. But that's why you lose with women, because you got to learn how to listen with your ears and listen with your eyes, and to understand that there are two types of, like, when you're in the friend zone, she feels safe with you. But then there's a special kind of safe she is when she's around a real man. And a lot of you guys don't even know that. You guys, the problem with a lot of you guys is you don't know it all. And nor will you ever take time to learn the thing that you're trying to go after to even see where you're at. You know, there's some women out there that if she dresses in front of you and all that other stuff, don't think that she's doing it because she's interested in you. She's doing it because you feel safe. You're not a threat in a sexual way. You're somebody like her kid's sister, her gay best friend, or somebody that she can just walk around in her underwear and bra and not even worry. But then there's that other feel safe when she's around a man, where when she's putting something on, she's asking, George, how do I look in this? George, does this make my butt look big? George, is this bra too small for my breast? Those are things that, see, a lot of you guys don't hear, because a lot of y'all guys, and it's sad that some of you guys out there don't even want to learn about the thing you want to go after. Nobody says you have to give in to what a woman wants, but you've got to learn women and learn that women are unique and women are different, and not everyone is the same. But if you choose to keep your eyes closed and ears closed, then of course, what use are you going to be in her? Why would she invest her body into you when she can't even get it? What's the return on her investment but from getting with you? Someone that's going to handcuff her, someone that's going to helicopter, someone that's going to always be insecure, someone's going to be snooping through her clothes, through her telephone, wondering what she's doing all day and night. They don't want that. But you're a nice person. And because you're a nice person, sure, we can be the best of friends, just like girlfriends. You can be my girlfriend. And that's how they look at some of you guys out there. But let me go ahead and pop this up, because someone asked a good question, George. I wanted you to answer it first. And it says, what should you do if a woman doesn't know what they want with you, George? What would you, or how would you answer that one, sir? And I'll go after you.
Well, first of all, how would you know that?
Woo!
You know, if she says, I don't know what I want. Wrong answer. What she needs to say is, I want you, and make it very clear that she wants you. If she says that she doesn't know what she wants while she's in your presence, guess what? That means she doesn't want you. But because of your unmet needs, you have a desire to work for her. You have a desire to labor for her. You have a desire to be Sherlock Holmes and figure out that mystery. Women are not the mysterious creatures that many men think they are. You need the right combination. You need the right chemistry. You need to say the right words. You need to stand a certain way. You need to look a certain way. None of that is true. If she's interested, she will make it very, very clear. Now, this is what you can do. You can prompt her to say that she wants you. You don't have to come right out and say, "Do you want me?" Ask her, what do you want? What do you want? Do you know what you want? Don't make it about you. If you are what she wants, she'll make it very clear.
Yeah, you know what, George, and for you, America, the thing is, George is right on this, man. This is a thing. If a woman's saying that to you, then she really doesn't want you at all, and she's just trying to figure out what. Now, I'm not saying all women use, but some women have uses for you. Let's just put it that way. My question is, and the reason why she doesn't know what she wants is because she knows that you're willing to give her your time. You're always going to be available in her eyes. And I would love for you to call in, because I will ask you, how did you even approach her? What did you say to her when you met her? How long have you been texting her? Have you been on a date yet? Have you even set up a date? I mean, there are guys now that are telling y'all guys to wait to meet a chick. Don't talk to her at all until the date. I don't know what your situation is. So, America, if you can call in, we would, we'll appreciate it, because I would need to know a little bit more, because for a lot of guys out there, you won't understand that the way you start is going to be probably the way you finish with them, because they don't like weakness. And I'm not saying how you come as weakness, but we've got to peel back the layers, because this is what this show does. The Redman Group and its people. We just don't do things on a surface level. Call in, let's talk. We can peel back the layers and see where you're at and see if we can fix this. We want to give shout out to, hey, dog, where's my dog, 1976, $5 tip jar. Appreciate that, man. Much love to you, man. And guys, if y'all want to call in, y'all can call in at 515-605-9373. And we are talking about the friend zone. But yeah, if y'all want to call in, call in. If y'all have any good questions, if y'all are asking questions, but we're going to only answer the ones that are of importance, man. And for those, and guys, please, I know some of y'all are trying to give advice, but some of the advice that some of y'all are giving in this chat room, and you know who you are, would be more detrimental to men than helping them. So please be careful about the advice you give if you don't have women and you don't have options, because all you're doing is telling guys the wrong information. But back to the friend zone and all that other stuff like we were talking about. I'm here with myself, with my dog, George Bruno, and we're here being brought to you by Tactical Soap and the 21 Convention. You have to understand the friends. To me, George, the friend zone with the woman doesn't start when he first meets her. I believe how he feels about himself. I mean, for a lot of you guys, you meet a woman or you see a woman, and every day and every week and every month, you just look at her from afar, trying to do the one thing that there is no such thing of, and that is waiting for the perfect moment to say something. No, now is not the time. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. And then when you finally do that perfect woman, George, and she says, I got a boyfriend, or she says to you, well, why didn't you say something before? Then you're either mad at her or you get mad at yourself. And I just want to say this before I throw it to you, George. I always tell guys, I always see the thing I always do is take things to nature, George. That's all I do, because nature is nature. Nature doesn't tweet, Instagram, or Facebook. It's just nature. Mm-hmm. And when a lion captures a zebra, he does not leave that carcass in the middle of the Serengeti around all the other creatures out there, the other predators, thinking that I can walk away from this carcass, come back a week later, and it's still going to be there. It doesn't work that way. And the thing that these women notice about you guys is she knows that you like her because she notices you looking at her a certain way. And she's saying, okay, is he going to say something or is he going to stare at me like a weird, creepy guy that's going to have chloroform, duct tape, and rope? And is he going to do? They think that. Hey, George, you know what I'm talking about. And y'all don't realize that.
Oh, good
George,
God.
you got the
That's funny. Yeah. A lot of guys just don't know what to do. I've always said this, we move in the direction, and I learned this, my God, 35 years ago. You move in the direction of your most dominant thoughts, the stuff that you think about. Your behavior is consistent with your thoughts. Let's get real. If you think you're a winner, you're going to act like a winner. You're going to stand up straight. You're going to talk like a winner. If you feel like a loser, if you feel like you're lacking, if you feel like you're incomplete, you're going to act that way. And what's going to happen is no matter how you act, no matter what kind of mask you put on, no matter what dating coaches you talk to, no matter what books you read or what channels on YouTube you watch, that stuff is going to come out. There's no technique or tactic that's going to seduce a woman. Women don't respond to tactics. They respond to the man. They respond to the man. So what I recommend is direct speech, clear speech. Make it very clear. Men who are friend-zoned are very ambiguous. They're wishy-washy in their words. They're not straight talkers. Mm-hmm. Another great thing a guy can do to not get friend-zoned, or if he's already in a friend zone, one of the things he can do is make sure that he doesn't spend a lot of time with the woman. You have to create a little space in between you. You are not, I hate to say the phrase, you're not her girlfriend, because that gets thrown around a lot. But the extended time that you spend together shouldn't happen. Every healthy relationship, doesn't matter what that relationship is, doesn't matter what it is, you can wear out your welcome. So you need to create a little bit of space, a little breathing space. And usually breathing space will either ignite her desire or extinguish her desire. So if you stop talking to her and she's not texting you or calling you and saying, where you been? So I haven't heard from you. What's going on? Did I do something wrong? Did I say something wrong? She needs to be responding like that. If she is, that means that you might have touched her heart or not. Distance and quiet ignites desire in the right woman. She needs to know, and you need to stand firm on this, that you are not shoulder boy. You are not a shoulder to cry on, although you think that that's a technique that's going to bring her close. That's a job for the same-sex friend or the family member. That's not your job.
Yes. You know, George, time is something I hate to waste. And I tell you guys all the time, y'all waste time all the time with women. You know, you meet a woman, you know you want to get to know her better, but yet you don't even do the thing that you want to do. Instead, you go totally opposite, go in the opposite direction. If you want to get to know her better, and now listen, guys, and remember, this is not porn. This is not, I can just walk up to a woman and say, hey, how you doing? And she's going to rip her clothes off. It doesn't work that way, gentlemen. So y'all got to start getting that stuff out of your head, thinking that life is porn. It doesn't work that way. But with the problem with y'all guys, y'all sit around and when you get the opportunity, you waste it. Why are you talking to her about her day? That's her girlfriend's job. Why are you asking her how was traffic? That's her girlfriend's job to answer. So when you begin to ask those kinds of questions, she begins to see you as a caring, thoughtful brother. someone that is sweet and kind. Because let me tell you something. I cannot say kill words for me, George, is when they say that, yeah, I am sweet, but I'm talking about when we first meet, they say, oh, you're sweet and you're kind and you're thoughtful and you listen and you're such a great guy. Any woman would be happy to be with a guy like you. If you hear that, guys, you are not close to getting that woman. I'm not saying that she's got to be mad and angry at you and things like that. What I'm saying is that there is certain things in the conversations that we have. I don't want to waste my time. When I meet you, I'm letting you know I want to take you out. When I meet you, I'm letting you know why I came over there. Ask yourselves the question, how many of you guys even do that? You're interested in her, and yet you won't even tell her why you're talking to her. You're automatically assuming that she knows that you think that she likes you just because you're hanging out with her. Don't assume anything. Like in the 21 convention, you got to be Star Trek. You know, back in the old Star Trek, back in the 60s, I think, late 70s, whatever. Boldly go where no man has gone before. Because the key thing is most of you guys won't even go out your doorstep to talk to a woman. More or less tell her what's on your mind. And I'm not saying, oh, girl, I just want to put your face to the pillow type things. You got to talk to a woman. See, any guy out there who doesn't want to learn about a woman, about a woman, then you're missing out on something that's a great chess player. You're missing out on somebody that's smart enough to manipulate you into getting what you want. You're missing out on somebody that, you know what? You don't have to learn from her, but you can observe her behaviors and see if she's playing games with you. Because a lot of you guys understand, they will keep you around like prisoners. And how will they do it? A touch on your shoulder, a hug, rubbing the side of your face. That's all you get. And you're going to think you won the lottery, but she's going to use those tactics to keep you right where you're at. George, what say you, sir?
I say you got to penetrate her mind before you penetrate her body.
All right, got to work. Got a question right here.
Yeah.
It says, how can guys get rid of that nice guy syndrome because it rolls over in your relationships with women? They sniff beta. But sometimes, Matt, the answer is in the question. Well, for me, and I don't want to speak for George. I'll speak for me. And I keep telling you guys all the time, this thing has nothing to do with women. This whole thing has everything to do with you. If she smells beta, of course, because when two individuals come together, there's a top and a bottom. That's it. There's going to be a leader and there's going to be a follower. And 9 times out of 10, whoever is more emotionally invested is going to be the follower. But with a lot of you guys, that's how it works. Now, when women meet someone like a George, that kind of individual, she will follow. Because she will do the thing that they do in nature when they get around real men, and that's submit. They do it in nature all the time. It doesn't matter what creature, mammal, or insect it is. When they determine the man, the alpha, they will submit. But you're asking, how do you get rid of the nice guy syndrome? Wait. Let me say something real quick, George. Don't get rid of your nice guy. I don't know what. Let me explain something to y'all guys. I am a nice guy. I am a geek. I'm a nerd. Hell, I even told you, I watch SpongeBob sometimes when I'm not doing anything. I'm a big kid, but I am a nice guy. But the difference between me and you is that I can do the thing that you guys can't do, and that is say no. Y'all can't be transparent. Y'all are not clear and concise, and you're not impactful in your conversations or what you do in your life. I don't want you to get rid of your nice guy. I don't want you don't have to be mean. You can be nice to women. And George, George, I keep telling people, we got to come up with a name for us, George. because we are the last of our kind, because we came before the internet. So you know what? I mean, I don't know what we need to call ourselves, but these young boys are getting so much bad information because there's nothing wrong with being nice. We're saying don't get walked over. We're saying have a backbone, balls, and a standard. You can be nice. George is a nice man. George doesn't walk around saying, I'm George Bruno, get out of my way. No, George is one of the nicest people I know. But you know what? You want to know what makes George a man? There's several things. I keep telling y'all the things that make George a man. George is assertive. George likes to succeed. George gets things done. George acts decisively. George drives results. George takes risks. George is fearless. But guess what? He's also a nice guy. And I don't want y'all to think that being nice is weak. It's weak when you begin to submit and give your respect away like Halloween candy. What say you, George?
Yeah, I tell guys, don't race ahead in your head. Don't have a relationship with her in your head before you actually have a real relationship with her. And again, that stems from your unmet needs and what you desire or what you never got in your life. And if you race ahead rather than take it as it is, enjoy it. If it's love, it's going to unfold and kind of bloom like a flower. If it's not, then there's nothing you're going to do to make that happen. Don't have a relationship with that woman in your head before you have a relationship in real life. In your mind, you might think you have a relationship with her because you're spending time with her. Logically, you're thinking, my gosh, I spend the best nights of the week with her, my best hours. She must like me. Don't come to those conclusions. If someone likes you, they're going to make it very, very clear. I always tell guys, you need to find a beautiful distraction somehow. That could be another woman. That's fine.
Yes.
Or it could be a hobby. Here it is, a Friday night. What the hell am I doing home on a Friday night? This is my night. This is one of the only nights that I get a chance to be by myself. I fire up a pipe or a cigar. I make myself a drink.
Yes.
I watch something on Netflix. I'll just sit quietly and read a book. I actually get a decent night's sleep because I work on Saturday mornings. And do I have options? Absolutely. Could I go out tonight if I want to? Sure, absolutely. But when I'm done here, I'm probably just going to smoke a pipe, maybe have a second drink. Who knows? I will go in the house because I'm outside right now. I'll go in the house, take a cool shower, cool off because it's hot as hell here right now. Cool off, lower my core body temperature, fluff up my pillows, get a great night's sleep. I'll be up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, ready to start my day and have a magnificent Saturday. So for me, a beautiful distraction means a nice free night to myself. I don't need to fill every waking moment with another human being. There's times where I just really enjoy my pets and have a good time and sit on the couch and shake the little jar and say, who wants treats? And they all come running in and I just have a good time with my pets. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah.
Another thing a guy could do is spend time with others. That's a remedy for being in the friend zone, getting out of the friend zone or not getting into it in the first place. I mean, the best thing you can do is not get into it in the first place. But if you find yourself already into it, spending time with other people. If you think that only one person can meet all your needs, you're living a delusional life.
Oh boy. I had to post this. I keep see, Russell, I would love for you to call in because I want you to explain to me that false statement that I'm just posting right now. This is right there. If you act, see here, let me say something. Let me say it again, guys. If you act, let me tell y'all something. A man does not act. And that's the problem. See, the thing about the game, gentlemen, it's either on you or in you. And when it's on you, that means you pretend to be something that you're not, thinking that she doesn't see through your bullshit. I want you to call in, Russell, because I like to challenge you on that false message that you said. You want to know why she feels like I don't care about her? Because honestly, I really don't care about her because I don't know her well enough to care about her. And that means she's got to prove herself to me. But one thing I'm not going to do, nor I'm not going on this show, I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to have y'all guys give bad information. I'm going to call you out on that. You do not act. This is not a Oscar winning performance. This is why y'all lose, because you can't even stand on your own principles. See, Mr. Moore, if you had principles, narratives, laws, rules, and codes, you wouldn't have to act anything, because you can stand on those things, and that is going to make you an asshole. That's going to make her want you. But when you try to pretend, how many times do I tell you guys, you cannot manipulate a manipulative woman that thrives on deception, manipulation, and lies. Don't listen. I had to post that because that is bad information. Do not act anything. And that's your problem, guys, because when you want to act, then that means you want to play the game. And then when you play the game, believe me, you're not going to win. And the game is going to end up you buying, bartering, begging, being a shoulder, a chauffeur, and buying her things. And you're not going to have any experience with her. Now, getting back to what you were saying, I wanted to say something on what you were saying, George. And I want to say about the nice thing. You guys don't understand. How many of you guys out there are romantic? How many of you guys out there are sensual, sexual, flirty? How many of you guys are doing those things? And then you wonder why she doesn't want to be. And you remember, guys, crayons out. She will only invest in somebody that's going to give her a return on her investment. She is, and when I say invest, her body and her mind, that's what she's going to invest. George, we got a call. Let's bring that call in. But George, did you want to say something real quick before we bring the call in?
No, you can bring the call in.
All right, let's bring the call in. This lady may be Virginia. 775. 757. 775. What's your name? What's your question? What's up?
Yeah, this is my name's Donovan. I'm in Philly.
How can we help? What's your question, brother?
Yeah, this is Donovan, Steve.
Oh, Donovan. Oh, Sharp. What's up, man? Oh,
yes. Hey, how you doing, man?
D? What's good with you, man? What's up?
Not too much, man. I was just managed to break away a little bit to listen in. I guess for the guy who said by not acting like you don't care,
yes,
you'll be 5 times more attractive to women. And listen, we all know that's grossly incorrect. But I'm not gonna be too hard on guys like that, because it's obvious that he's new. He's sort of new to the red pill, right? Because those are the same things I thought. I thought, okay, I'm new to the red pill. All women are, we know that all women are like that, but that doesn't mean that they're all the same, right? Women all operate with the same sort of imperatives, but they all operate, they all do things differently. This doesn't mean that they're not quote unquote like that. But the point is that you don't really need to act like you don't care, right? Because when you have a life of your own, when you have goals, when you have things that you're working toward, you're going to be really busy. Like if you're working on your own business, restoring cars, physical fitness, whatever it is that you're doing, if you don't, by virtue of you just being busy, it's not going to seem like you don't care. It just shows a woman that you have other things going on.
Yes.
So you don't have to act like you don't care. Yeah, right. It's not about acting like you don't care. It's just about having other things going on in your life. Because if a woman has too much access to you, like if you're always around, or if she calls you and you always call right back, or she texts you and she always, you always text back, she thinks that she is the only thing in your life, and it's obvious that she is, if that's the case. But women like to know, and this is subconsciously. Women don't think about this. They don't think about this consciously. Subconsciously, women like men who have other things going on other than them. Women don't want to be the center of your universe. They want to be a part of your universe. And if you're out building your universe, you're not going to have time to be up her ass all the time. Ergo, it gives off the impression that you quote unquote don't care. So to the guy that made that comment in the chat, just understand that's 100% wrong. I understand where you're coming from. So instead of pretending you don't care, how about taking up other productive hobbies? How about having other shit going on in your life other than chasing pussy all day at that point? Because again, just like Steve, you always say this, Steve, it's not about women, it's about yourself. So if you have other shit going on, women are going to be more attracted to you by virtue of you having other things going on. Now, she'll tell all her friends, well, he just acts like he doesn't care. But what's really happening is that you just have other shit going on. I'll get to you when I get to you. You can never make a woman the most important thing in your life, because at that point, that's when it appears that you care too much. When a woman that you are pursuing is not the most important thing in your life, you give her the impression that you have other things going on, not that you quote unquote don't care. So whatever that guy's name was in the chat, just kind of try to pull back. Let's stop listening to the meathead, red pill podcast. Oh, bitches ain't shit, and all I want to do is fuck and fart and eat. Listen, I get it. Listen. When I joined the red pill, I was all piss and win. I was the same way, but it took me a while to figure out. Just like Steve said, it took me a while to figure out that the red pill isn't about women at all. It's really about developing yourself, and that women, just like you say, Steve, they're merely a perk because they know you have other things going on.
Absolutely. All right, would you like to stay on with the calls?
That's all I got, Steve.
Okay. All right, well, thank you, Donovan. Well, hey, appreciate you, man. Hey, we know you're busy and everything, but whenever you can.
Thanks, Donovan.
We miss you, brother. Much love, brother.
All right, man.
All right,
man.
All right, George, we got 2 calls in the queue. We got area code 909, then 508 in that order. 909, you're up first. George, I'll let you answer the question. 909, what's your question or statement? What's up?
Hey, this is American Captain, 2010. You already saw my question from before. Pretty much, she's saying that she doesn't know what she wants with me. So I don't know what to do from here. Really, I don't. As of right now, I stopped talking to her because I just didn't want to fuck with it anymore. I felt like she was wasting my time.
Well, George, I'll let you go first, but I got something to say to you. George, you can take it first, sir.
Well, I think you did the right thing. Do it not out of spite for her, but out of love for yourself. You stopped eating food with high fructose corn syrup. You stopped eating things with soy. You stopped eating shit.
Oh, hey, wait! I don't think you can hear you, George. You got to talk. I think you're.
I can't hear anything.
Okay, George. Yeah, Mike. George, you got to come talk a little bit louder because you sound.
All right. Can you hear me now?
I hear nothing.
Can you hear him now?
Can you hear me now?
No,
we can't hear you now. Okay.
I didn't do anything.
No, yeah, we can hear. I can hear you, but I don't think they can hear because you're still low. Your volume is still low for some reason. But
can you hear?
The chat room can hear you. I don't think the caller can hear you. That's all.
All right, caller. I don't know.
Let me hold on.
Wait. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, go. Yeah, he can hear you now, George. Go ahead and talk. He can listen to you on the radio.
All right. Okay.
Let me hold on. Yeah.
Wait, America, can you turn that down?
Yeah, sorry, that's my echo. It's not a good idea. Yeah. I can't hear him at all from the call, so I don't know what to do with this.
Well, okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna let me answer you real quick. Then I'm gonna let George answer on the. Oh, George. Look. Okay, go ahead and I'll mute you. I'm gonna mute the phone on you right now. I'm gonna let George talk, turn on your computer. See, it's always men solve things. I'm gonna mute you here. Turn your computer on. Let George talk, and then I'll come in. So I'm muting you now. George, go ahead and talk. 508, we'll bring you in 1 second. George, you have the floor.
Yeah. If you stop talking to her because of love for yourself rather than spite for her, you're not punishing her. You cease communicating with her because you love yourself, because you do things for you. You don't get involved in activity. The reason why you might not do drugs, the reason why you don't drink anything with high fructose corn syrup or soy in it is because you care for yourself. Many times you need to exercise the same things that you exercise as far as your nutrition is concerned. All of a sudden, men become stupid when it becomes a relationship. You don't eat things that aren't good for you. You don't hang out with people that aren't good for you. Utilize the same mentality and principles when dealing with people. People are supposed to make you happy, not frustrated. Train yourself to not be addicted to people who don't like you. You might be addicted to disappointment. I want you to be addicted to encouragement, people that bring the best out of you, people who draw the man, the warrior, the creative man out of you rather than reject you. You're setting yourself up for rejection when you spend time with somebody who doesn't know what they want. If you know what you want and make it clear, then all of your actions will be moving you in the direction of those goals.
Yes.
Like I'm interested in being married again. I've been divorced and single for 15 years. I never thought I would say that again. I thought I was going to be single for the rest of my life. And I'm actually entertaining the thought of maybe spending the rest of my life with somebody and moving in that direction. So all of my actions are moving me in the direction of permanence. Putting on blinders, actually spending significant time with the person. What's happening is I'm moving in the direction of my goals. If I didn't feel like this person was reciprocating to me, I'd get out of Dodge. I would be out. I wouldn't be there trying to win them over. Like I said, a good leader has volunteers, people that willingly come to them. If she's not willingly volunteering her love, her heart, herself, her essence to you, then you are not the leader for her. And you just need to accept that and move on.
Okay, 909. Are you there? 909. Are you there? You can mute you. 909, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hello.
Okay, so
Hello,
let me ask you guys, 508, we'll bring you in 1 second. 909, let me ask you a question. How long have you been, quote unquote, messaging and texting her for?
We've been talking for a month now.
Stop.
It's been about a month. Okay, it's been a month on the 13th.
Okay, big dog. That's 3 weeks and really 4 days too long. Why haven't you you asked her out? Have you told her that you
I've been out on a date already.
Oh, you've already been out on a date.
Right when I took your advice on the approaching boot camp.
Right. Okay.
And
good.
I did exactly as you said when it comes to that.
Okay. So you went out on
I got the date early on. So the date happened right when I met her, pretty much. Okay, I met her online though.
So then would you say maybe the date didn't go as well as you thought it did then?
No, the date went excellent.
Oh, well then,
it went actually amazing. It was great.
Wow, congratulations. Okay, then somewhere along the line,
thank you.
She came up and said she didn't know what she wanted. Then that's where you got to throw her back on and say, hey, listen, just send her a message. Listen, I don't want you to listen. This is no knock or no disrespect. And I'm not saying this about you. Mm-hmm. Don't do what women do. Women just stop talking.
Yeah.
You know what? You let her know.
Yeah.
Listen, the last thing I want to do is waste your time or my time. When you find out and know what you want, get back with me. Other than that, take care and leave it just like that, man. Why? Because you still have the high ground. That's what men do. We don't sit around and wait for life to happen to us. You don't do that. Don't play defense. Play offense. Just as you approach her. If she doesn't know what she wants, acknowledge that she doesn't know what she wants, but let her know the last thing I want to do is waste my time and your time. So when you know what you want, get back with me. Why? Because most guys don't talk that way to women. You know what they do, 909? They just stop talking to them. See? Then they're like, oh, well, okay. So do that. Let us know what happened because we got to grab this other call. But do that, okay, my friend?
Thank you.
All right,
I appreciate it.
All right, much love. Hey,
Both
man.
of you.
Hey, eyes forward, baby. Good. I'm proud of you, man. Good job.
Respect.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right, brother. We'll pull you back in. Area code 508. What's your name? What's your question? What's up?
Hey, how's it going, guys? How you doing? I'm 508. I'm the guy that typed that if you act as if you're not interested in the girl, she's going to be 5 times more attracted to you. And I just wanted to take a second and explain where I'm coming from here. Absolutely, what Donovan said, what you said, is absolutely the best way to be. It's better to not have to act. Of course, it's much better to have 3 or 4 girls chasing you at all times so that you don't have to act. But my advice is for these new guys into the game and these blue pill guys who were taught to put the woman first and take her out and buy the meal and call her every night. It's for those guys.
Okay.
You know, what you're talking about a guy with like level 5 game. I'm talking about guys with level 1, level 2 game.
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
No, sir. Let me explain where you're wrong at. See, this is y'all's problem.
Absolutely.
Every man has to start off learning the thing called the truth. The truth. That's the problem nowadays. Y'all want to soften up the blow. Everybody's a winner. Let me give you a soft picture of the real world. That's not how you're supposed to do it. Well, hold on, sir. Let me finish.
You're putting words in my mouth.
Hold on, sir.
Homeboy, you're putting words in my mouth. I never said that.
Wait. I'm explaining why I'm saying you did say where you're saying that. Because you're
making a straw man. You're making a straw man argument.
Sir, wait, please. I'm gonna let you on. I'm talking. Do not interrupt me. What I'm saying to you is just because these guys come from a blue or orange or green, I don't care what pill they come from, they need to learn the truth from the beginning. If you teach these guys to start lying, then you are doing them a disservice because men don't lie. Period. I don't care where they came from. They need to know the harsh reality of the world, young man. You are doing a disservice to somebody new, telling them to pretend and act. Because you know what happens? They're not prepared for the woman that knows they're pretending and acting. They're not prepared for the woman that's going to use and manipulate them to a point where they might do something bad to themselves or somebody else because they thought, I'm new to this, so let me start off lying first. Men don't lie. And I'm opening it up for you, let you talk because I don't want you to feel that I'm being rude. That's like a lion teaching his cubs how to be a duck. And then once he's learned how to quack and swim in the water, then they're going to say, well, now you're level 5. Let me teach you how to hunt like a lion. Life doesn't work that way in nature, man. And that's what I want to say. Now, George, do you have something to say about that real quick before I bring him on?
Yeah, when I was younger, I used to say this. There was 3 things that get a woman, and this is back from my player days, and coming from decades of being a player, even though I don't look like a player, the gray hair makes me look like an old man. But when I was a younger, handsome guy, now I'm like an older gray guy. The same principles still apply. But when I was younger, I always said 3 things. It was scarcity, indifference, and dread are what you need to generate, manufacture, orchestrate constantly. And it's like a little game. And I'm just like so tired of it. And I found that when I was direct with my intentions right from the get-go,
yes,
you can vet women. You can get through the ones that are serious or not.
Yes.
So the woman that I have in my life right now, literally no scarcity, no indifference, no dread. She knows I love her. She knows I care about her. She can count on me. She gives of herself freely to me without limitation. Absolutely not. Which, if it keeps going, it could actually lead to a future together. So that's kind of like what we're exploring right now. I find that the less I apply the tactics and the techniques, the more success that I had. When I was the more success that I have. When I was younger, it really was about tactics and the various steps, step 1, step 2, right up to the 5th phase and so forth. For me, I guess for guys that don't have like social flow with people, like I don't want to use the words that everyone else uses, like game and all this kind of stuff like that. But I find that guys that are smooth with other men are going to be smooth with women. And I've always said, if you learn how to be good with people, like for instance, I got a good buddy, my buddy Robert. Acting uninterested in him does not make him closer to me. Acting uninterested in him, he'll say, "Dude, I thought we were friends. Like, what's up?" And I'm like, "You're right. I want to be close to my guy friends. I want them to talk to me. I don't care if they just leave a 20-second message about what's going on in their life, or I'm driving to work and say, 'Hey, Robert, man, it's George here. Just calling to see how you're doing, see what's up. Trying to catch up with you. Give me a call when you get a chance. Have a good day, buddy.'" And that's it. I'll do that with my guy friends. And I also do that with her if I can't catch her on the phone. "How's your day? Good to see you. I was thinking about you." That's all. No, so be good with people. The tactics that work with people will work with women because women are people. If you think women are some mysterious thing that you need some secret combination of techniques and tactics to get to, then I think that's kind of like the wrong mindset. It's the wrong worldview, even though it does work temporarily and there is instant gratification from it. You do get a chance to play ping pong. You volley back and forth with her, a little flirty stuff. That's what flirtiness is. But you can't, Jesus said, "Man cannot live by bread alone." Well, in relationships, man can't live on flirting alone. After a period of flirting, you need to throw an anchor down if that's where you want to go. So identify your intentions right from the get. That way you don't waste your time, she doesn't waste her time, and you can actually develop something together. Just like in business, we call it the mastermind group. You get 5 individuals sitting around a table discussing ideas. Well, guess what? The power of all of those 5 together is the mastermind. Okay. In a relationship, if it's just you and her as individuals and not kind of having a mind meld and a heart meld, then what happens is you're really not developing anything. You end up just becoming roommates forever. When I've dated women, they always, in my dating years, a lot of women said, yeah, towards the, I would say, well, tell me your story. What's going on? Tell me, like what happened? And she says, the last few years of my marriage, we felt like we were just roommates. We just felt like we were 2 individual people living under the same roof. I started sleeping in the guest bedroom and he was sleeping on the couch, and we were just kind of going, day to day, and we'd cross each other's paths in the morning on the way to work, and there was no oneness there. They lost it.
You know what? I call in. I will give you a chance to respond because I'm not gonna let you sit here and call nobody a feminist. Do you really want me to be honest with you? I don't think you're ready for me to be honest with you because you are acting more like a woman than a man. These guys are coming from lying, manipulation, and deception, and all you're doing is reinforcing the same thing because you think this thing is about levels. Who taught you about being a man? Levels? This game is not on about levels. This game, see, the problem is guys like you, and I hope you call in, I'm gonna let you talk. Guys like you are just like a lot of these guys with their mother, sheltering them from the thing called the truth, making life rainbows and fucking sugar cubes. And then when they get out into the real world, they can't handle it. And then what you see on the news is they're either doing something to themselves or they're doing something to other people because they cannot handle the life and the truth. You want guys to come in this thing. How are you going to tell them they're a man when you're telling them to do something that only women should be doing, and that's lying? You're telling guys to act more like women. You want them to lie. You want them to lie because they're new. Well, let me tell you something, buddy. There was a thing in myself in Georgia's time in school, before school let out, there was a thing called field day. And field day, they only had 3 ribbons. There was the red one, the blue one, and the white one. There wasn't a yellow one or a pink one, and everybody got a trophy. It was the real deal. You fought for the ribbons, you lost, you accepted it. But one thing that guys who are successful, Mr. Moore, is that a real man doesn't tell anybody to lie. That shows a lot about your character, because I'm sure you don't have any women. So I'm going to move on from you, because I know that you were doing a great disservice to a lot of these men by those falsehoods that you're telling them. Guys, I keep telling y'all, you got to be careful about these Agent Smiths. There are guys out there that don't want you to grow as a man. They want to give you a lot of false information, let you run with it. And then when the woman manipulates you and deceives you and knocks you down, then you go running and scurrying, and then they win. Guys, you've got to bite the gold to see what is real and what is fake. And if anybody tells you to lie and act like a man, then run in the opposite direction. Let me go ahead. So, hey, you won't call in? See, this is like I say, hey, you see that? See that right there? Look at that. That's that feminine stuff. Look at him. Keep talking that feminine stuff, dog. You can talk all you want, but guess what? You ain't gonna call back in, huh? Yeah, I thought so. But now let me get back. We got a question here in the thing, and I apologize, guys. We're gonna have to go ahead and have him sit on the sideline for a second. Now, we have a great guy. Andrew asked a great question here. How do you control your emotions, George, when you start to care and catch feelings for a chick? Your emotions tend to sabotage yourself. You lose your edge when you catch feelings and you become weak, sir. You have the first one, George.
You lose your edge when you become weak because she's not into you at all. A woman who's into you makes you feel strong and unstoppable. Just thinking about my woman, I feel like I could fight an army. I feel like I'm strong. She makes me feel that way. I might not be able to, right, but the reality is she makes me feel creative.
Right.
I get poetic. I write. I build things.
Yes.
And I build permanence for the future. Now, if this show was like how to pick up women, if that was the title of this show, the topic, the conversation would be a lot different. We talked about friend zone. The reason why men are in friend zones, or even refer to that, number one, is because they might be looking for a relationship of some type. And that's what I'm trying to help men build, is relationships. The topic is not how to pick up girls and have sex with them at will, call them and have sex, and that's it. Eventually, believe me, I had a revolving door on my house for a long time. And a lot of women did the walk of shame in the mornings, leaving my apartment and my house.
Yes, sir.
And that was one of those things that I guess it was a stage that I had to go through. That's fine. I don't want that now. I get great pleasure from being with one woman. Great pleasure. It makes me happy. It adds for stability. And for instance, if you were going to get a new addition put on your house or get your kitchen remodeled, if a different contractor showed up every day who didn't communicate with the one that showed up yesterday, it would be discombobulated. Okay, you want to have continuity and consistency, and so you can build something. You never will have continuity, consistency, and I know I don't care if anyone calls me a feminist. I'm not. Believe me, I'm not a feminist, and I'm not weak, and I'm not, like, whatever term that these people come up with. I've got decades of successful experience behind me and positive mental health. No more grieving. Sure, every man takes a hit when they go through a divorce. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
But the reality is, I had many, many years of success prior to marriage and many, many years of success after marriage. And if I allowed cynicism to be louder than hope in my life, then I would not have options. I'd be alone every night. And my desire is not to be alone. Who the hell wants to grow old alone?
Yes.
All the guys that, talk like that, they're really lonely. Not only do women not want to be with them, but men don't want to be. I don't want to be around guys like that. I like being around guys that are happy. I like being around guys that are getting laid. I like being around guys that are fulfilled in life, that are making more money every year, whose relationships are getting better and better. They're building something. There's continuity. And you don't get that by having a revolving door with women. Now, I offer the older, mature, stable side of the intergender relationship world. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and I just want to say you did a great job. And Andrew, I just want to give you credit, man. You know what? I really appreciate the question that you asked, Andrew, because you know what? That's what makes you a man right there. Being able to ask good questions and asking for help, man. I really appreciate it. George hit everything on the head. So we have 5 minutes left. And I guess KP Dog 022, if you want to call in, you've got a few more minutes left in the show. But we have one from Mega that's asking Steve, how do you know when you have a good, worthy girl? Well, I can talk to you hours about this one, but how you know, and I'll sum it up. The thing that you'll know when you have a good, worthy girl is when you know your worth as a man, number one. That's the first step. The second thing is you got to realize that a lot of you guys don't know you go through different phases of relationships. There's the meeting and dating phase. There's a relationship phase. There's the moving in together phase, engagement phase, and marriage phase. And every phase that you go through, gentlemen, you have got to start writing what your expectations are in those phases. Because the higher she goes up the mountain, the harder it should be to reach your ring. And your expectations have to be that much harder for her. And if she's worthy of those things, she's not going to fight you on those. And remember, she's got a mind too, George. I don't want people to think that women can't have their thoughts too. I'm just saying for you that in order to find worthiness of a woman, there's a lot of things. And maybe I'll do that, Mega. I'll cover that on the show on Monday, worthiness. Maybe we'll talk about that because it's just so broad. We just don't have enough time to talk about that. But George, George, I'll throw the question to you, sir. How do you know when you have a worthy woman, sir?
When there's a nice give and take, I feel there has to be healthy interaction between you. And you have to know how to be a man. And that is, for instance, when it comes to your emotions, share your emotions with a buddy, not with her. Always maintain strength with her. And a woman will lose respect for her man if he buckles under pressure.
Yes.
If he cries, if he gets too emotional, save those emotions for your buddies, for your brother, for your father, for a good friend. She wants a rock. She doesn't want to be the rock in the relationship. And what happens is when you dominate, and when I say dominate, I don't mean in a sexual way, and I don't mean in a dictator kind of way, but when you are the leader, which is I define it as divine order. Men are the leaders in the family or the relationship. Your leadership ignites her desire.
Yes, and you're absolutely right. And guys, we are just about out of time, guys. Don't forget we have a show tomorrow, the Red Man Group tomorrow. Make sure y'all check that out. Also, guys, we are going to have, matter of fact, before I even talk about me, I want George. Man, I appreciate you, George. We'll be doing this every Friday if you can come in and take, Donovan's taking care of business, but you're more than welcome to ride with me, dog, while we do this, man. But George, why don't you tell them how they can get in touch with you, how they can get your contact information? You have the floor, sir.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at George Bruno. I have a lifestyle channel on YouTube, just with my name, George Bruno, with a number of things: diet, fitness, relationship things, interesting things. I like to keep it interesting. It's not a monolithic channel with just one thing. And also, you can sign up for my newsletter. If you just go to georgebruno.com, I'm going to be putting out a lifestyle newsletter, and I hope it to be an actionable newsletter that every time you get it, and I will be publishing it regularly, that you get a little tip that makes your life better. Not just something to pet you, and make you feel good, but something that's actionable. You read my newsletter in the morning, you can act out that advice during the day, whether it be financial, whether it be in relationships, whether it be business relationships, whether it be starting a side hustle, whether it be losing weight, whether it be getting fit. All of those things I have successfully done, and I come from a place of joy and offer that to you.
All right, guys. For myself, guys, if y'all want to get at me, you can get at me at The Man Mindset on Facebook, The Man Mindset on Twitter, and The Man Mindset on Instagram. And guys, if y'all need help, send me an email at themanmindset@gmail.com. Send me your number. Let's talk. Right now, we're in our birthday. It's my birthday. My birthday's Wednesday, so all month long we're having deals on all products. But I do want to say to y'all guys, I think I'm gonna take that as a topic for Monday. How to know if she's worthy. That's what I'm gonna do on my show for y'all. Because here's the thing: at the end of the day, that I want to say, and I appreciate George. The reason why we're on here is we're not to batter you. We're not here to belittle you. We're not here to make you feel stupid. We know that y'all have questions, and the majority of you guys, I love you guys because it really takes a real man to ask questions, and that's what we appreciate about all you guys in the chat room. We love you guys, and what we're here to do on this station is to do everything we can to give you that edge so you can just grow a little bit, be more than who you are today. And that's the thing. And last thing I want to say before I wrap this up, before we end all this, like I always say, guys, all I want you guys, when y'all get a chance before y'all go to bed tonight, take a moment and think about the graveyard. I always say this on my shows, but I'm going to say this here. I want y'all to think about this. The thing about the graveyard is everybody in there, they had one thing in common, and that is they thought they had tomorrow coming to them. Guys, we don't know when our time is going to be up. So with myself and George and those speakers in the 21, what we're trying to do is we're trying to make you the best you that you possibly can be. Live your life like a man. Live it to the fullest. Accept the highs, accept the lows, accept the rejection. That's all part of it, okay? Don't run from it. Accept it for what it is, and you will turn out to be a better man later on. George is smoking his pipe. He's going to chill, but we just want to say thank you very much for your time. If y'all need George, get in touch with George. You need to get in touch with me, please do that. But please, guys, pat yourselves on the back. We are proud of you. You are great men, and the questions were awesome, and we hope we continue the same successes. So we will see y'all tomorrow on the Redman Group, and then we'll see you Monday on the Red Pill Mindset. For myself and George, we're out here. We're out. Thank you.
Cheers, gentlemen.